Hi, and this is Mike Garner from MrMikeGarner.com coming to you for your personal growth and spiritual development. And this is just another short presentation about me in Thailand witnessing the world. Well, I say me in Thailand because very shortly I'll be back in the UK. I travel all over the world really, witnessing things, different countries, different continents, different cultures, all sorts of different experiences, because the diversity is phenomenal, and that's what I want to talk about just briefly in this presentation. Your uniqueness, our uniqueness, and the fact that we should celebrate our difference. And yet, when you go on to YouTube or you go on to Google or you go into any of the search engines, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, WhatsApp, it says what's trending, and trending comes, I remember this word very much in my youth, what's trendy? Are you trendy, man? And being trendy means, are you fashionable? Are you following fashion? Are you actually following, are you being fashioned? Fashioned is an old-fashioned word where you would whittle something, mould something, clone something, create something. And all the time we're being created, but we should be the person that dictates that creation. Unfortunately, these days it's social media, it's the media, it's peer groups and people who are influential in your life, which is quite often the television. It's being dictated to you what you should buy, what you should want, what you need, what you don't need. Very little of it's true, but it moulds you. I can remember in my teens, loons were all the rage, flares, and then parallels, and then turn-ups, and whatever happened in your youth, and maybe you're in your youth now watching this, you'll know what is currently vogue, what is trendy, what everybody's wearing, and you might judge yourself based on what everybody else is wearing. If you're a bit older than that, it's what has everybody got in the house, what size tellies have they got, what sort of carpets and curtains have they got, and maybe curtains are out and blinds are in, I don't know these days, but what sort of cars have they got, watches have they got, fragrances are they wearing, what sort of nightclubs do they go to, restaurants do they go to, and what's trending, what's current. Can I suggest to you that you step away from that? And do what you want. That's the point. Do what you want. You are your own best expert. You're unique. You are quantumly what's called a point of attention. And the universe and consciousness needs you to put your unique spin, your opinion into this holographic universe. Now that's quite deep. But what I'm saying is, whether you believe in all that or not, you've got to be yourself. Yes, be your best self. But at the end of the day, you've not been put here to be a carbon copy of anybody else, and you've been given a mind. Use it, discern, decide for yourself. You know what you like intellectually, emotionally, physically, spiritually. You know what pleases and eases you, and do what the heck you want. You turn off all this, these makeovers where we're told that we should look like this, not only with our bodies and our clothes and our makeup and our hairdos, but in our homes, interior decor, and they're all the same. You get groups of people, don't you, that categorise each other. They have to be identified, pigeonholed, I would say. You're not a pigeon. Society is trying to create this Orwellian state where authority, the government, say something and we all jump. Do you know what government means? The etymology of government, it's government, it's to govern, control, rule over your mentality, government. And you're far brighter and cleverer and more intelligent and unlimited than that. Don't be controlled. Obviously there are controls that are put in place to keep you safe. Stay safe, stay legal. But pretty much, if you wanted to, grow vegetables in your garden, which is a very good idea. Grow vegetables in your garden, even if everybody else is mowing the lawn into perfect stripes. You know, you don't have to have flowers in your garden. You know, you can keep an old car. You don't have to change your car every 3 years if your car is perfectly okay. You don't have to have the latest watch, the latest clothes, the latest. You have whatever you want. And there is this expression which is called new money. It's people who gain acquisitions, gain things, win things, and you know that quite often when you've got something unexpected, like a bunch of money, a load of money, because you've had a lottery win or a scratch card win or somebody's giving you an inheritance, your mindset hasn't adjusted with that new money. And this isn't judging anybody, but it is a stereotype that new money has very little taste. New money buys and buys and buys and becomes very ego-based and quite ugly. And yet old money, which is money that's been handed down through families and people who've been brought up around money, then they're quite settled. They're not going out to buy and spend because they know that money will always be there. And you look at the royal family, which is old money, and other, you know, quite high families, if you want to use those words, although I don't consider people with money high and people with no money low, but I'm just using these words, that you see a millionaire who's got nothing to prove, or a multi-millionaire, and they wear what they want. You know, you go to the house and he'll keep the old sofa. You know, he'll have the watch for 30 years, the shoes for 20 years, the old Barber jacket, you know. Farmers are a really good example of this. I don't know whether it's true these days because I'm not into farming communities apart from this in Thailand, but quite often farmers, they're old money. They have money in the land. If they sold up, they'd be probably halfway to being millionaires. Well, in the old days, I don't know if farming is lucrative these days, but they're driving around, you know, in old wellies, in battered old Land Rovers. But you get somebody with nothing like that sort of wealth and land and property, and they're leasing, trying to look, keeping up with the Joneses on far less money, probably a better car, a better watch, a better iPad. I think you're getting the picture, aren't you? This old money and new money. Don't have a new money attitude. Don't have a new money mind. Just be yourself. You're not here to be in a race. And as I go around and witness, I see people, you know, in jobs that they don't like, doing things that they don't want to do, to buy things that they don't need. And it's a huge shame. Just have what you want, be with who you want, do what you want. You don't have to be trendy, so stop trending. There are programs on the television that are making certain millionaires almost like iconic gods. I'm thinking of the X Factor, and I look at the X Factor and the environment of that and what that puts across, and quite often they will ridicule. I witness them almost like laughing at people coming in for auditions who are putting the heart and soul into a song, and they've been set up to become a public joke, and it's evil, it's horrible. And yet you look at The Voice and it's so pleasant and happy and family, and the judges are talented and will wear their hearts on their sleeves and will set themselves up to sing a song and maybe go wrong. And those judges on The Voice are comfortable with themselves. And I would suggest that the judges on X Factor are quite uncomfortable. And if you look at the personalities and the backstories of the people who are on those two shows, I'm not far wrong. Apart from possibly Simon Cowell, who does a lot of good work. Although he's a bit like Marmite, isn't he? You either love him or you hate him. But I don't know anybody who has got a bad word for any of the judges on The Voice. And if you take that sort of metaphor example around the world and around the people that you know, the people who are trying to be clever and, dare I say, smart-arsed, and be judgmental of you for what you've got and what you haven't got, who will be your friend if you've got what's trendy and will laugh at you for being an oddball. And then the other people who accept you as you are and encourage you and motivate you and also make themselves vulnerable by telling you their stories and showing you their skills and abilities without any agenda at all. Let me tell you, the world needs oddballs. The world needs diversity. The world needs people to be just themselves and be comfortable in their own skin. And I've met some beautiful people here in Thailand who've got nothing. I mean, literally no thing. You go into the houses, which some of them are wooden, some of them are brick built but not even plastered. You go through a wooden door and they've got a corrugated iron roof or a plastic roof, and poor electrics, no electrics in some. They cook outside on clay ovens, right back to basics, almost like going back in time, but beautiful, caring, loving, giving, sharing people. And yet I know people in Thailand and all over the world who have got lots, have got riches, are wealthy, very blessed with the health, and very fortunate. And yet their attitude and their personality is shameful, cruel. And I witness that and I think, who would I rather spend an evening with? I'd rather sit on the floor with a beautiful person than dine in a 5-star VIP restaurant with somebody who's not so nice. I was not going to swear there. I was going to refer to a part of the body that's behind me and a hole, because there's a lot of those in the world. And you know those people who are good and evil, who have good intent. And if you want to be trendy, copy them. Copy the good people. Copy the wise people. Copy the lovely, the glowing people, the loving people. Be yourself, be lovely, be glowing, be authentic, be real, be diverse. And check back for more nuggets of wisdom from me, Mike Garner, from MrMikeGarner.com, as I continue to witness the world. And I find it all amusing. Do what I do, witness it, don't get involved in it. Step in and get involved with the scenes that you can get pleasure out of, love and energy and health and healing, and step back and stay detached from anything that's nasty and cruel and unpleasant. And you, as the creator, can make that distinction, that choice, because you're very, very clever. God bless. Bye for now.